Okay, here we go. So this should be your code. You got a character, and this is what it should look like. Your arrows are coming more or less from the bunny as opposed to coming out right about here where my mouse is. Um, and what you do for that, how you fix that. How did you guys do it? Does anyone want to give me a thought? Luke?
I went down to where it's talking about the mouse stuff, and I replaced player X with player position 2 bracket 0, and I replaced all the player Y's with player position 2 bracket 1.
Okay, so this is what you started with the arrows coming out in the middle of nowhere. And what you're saying is you changed all of these things, including these two?
Yeah.
Okay. And you changed this to player pause 2 bracket 1.
Yeah. And I integerized them.
Oh, there you go. You could do that. Player position 1 will almost always be an integer unless you do 5.5. So, yeah, if you're always subtracting whole numbers, it won't matter. But as soon as you do anything that's not that, so it is a good idea to integerize these things, but it's not necessary. Wait, what was that supposed to be? Player Y. So this is player X. So this is the correct answer. You did not need to change these two up here. I didn't notice any difference when I did that versus when I didn't. So that is how you fix and have the arrows come from the bunny. Notice, even now, it doesn't come always from the crossbow or the arrow. If I'm pointing up, it's coming more so from his tail. Now it's his eye, now it's his ear. So it isn't perfect. That's okay because in the heat of the moment, you don't really notice. Ah. All right. Does that make sense? Okay. Does everyone have that? What do you mean the rectangles on our stuff? Oh, you can. Uh, I've deleted mine, or at least commented them out. Oh, I'm also using the second hour class. No wonder I don't see what you guys are seeing. All right, I am just going to put this all back to the way it was. Nope, that's wrong. What's up?
So when I move like my button, it like rotates a little bit, like in the direction I move, like the actual button itself, like should it rotate or no?
Should your bunny move?
Yeah, like it like rotates like when I move it. Like if you just like move the button like, without like shooting anything, moving the mouse.
Oh, then yeah, you didn't do something that you're supposed to do. Sorry, and I was using the previous class's file, so give me just a sec to pull this up. So this is what you guys should have. We have our health bar and we have the collisions between our bunnies. So you go down here and you change. My apologies, people. Yep. So thank you for catching that. If I had candy, I'd give it to you. This isn't Halloween. So yeah, this is what you should have. Again, I deleted or I blocked out or commented out my these rectangles because we don't need them quite yet. It's good to have them there because then you can check and see where your hitboxes are, but you don't need them. So I have them. So underneath, once you create your Badger rectangle, yeah, just comment out the pygame.draw the rectangle. We're drawing it on screen in blue, and this is the rectangle that we're drawing. That's the size of it, and that's everything it needs. It needs a rectangle object, and you can create a rectangle object by doing this, or you can actually code in rectangle, X, Y position, size, and all that. But we're just reusing this because this is a rectangle object. We're just going to use that. So, whew, sorry about that. So, does your bunny look like this? Does your bunny look like the second one?
No. Mine, it just has one.
Right, but so ignore this one, but this one right here, is it jumping like that?
No, it's not.
It's not? Oh, then it's not what I thought. Yeah, I'll take a look at your code in a sec. Luke. I honestly only understood arrow in everything you just said.
Like how like you get the arrows to come more like the bump instead of like
So you have to go down to where we append the arrows, so where we click, and you have to change the starting location. And the way you do that is by changing this player position 0, or it should be player underscore X plus 32. It needs to be player position 2 bracket 0, and then same thing with the Y coordinate. Because again, what this is doing is we are finding the angle between the mouse and the player, and you have to have arctangent figure that out. So arctangent, again, I'm not 100% sure how arctangent works, but it finds the angle between 2 points. Then we have the starting location here, starting X location, and the starting Y location. This right here isn't too important because that's just a slight variation in the angle and it's not noticeable. So Luke changed it. You can, you don't have to. I didn't notice a distinguished difference. What you have to change are the starting location of the X and Y position of the arrow. Because this is where we blit it. We blit it at this position here. And if you go up to for arrow and quiver, see, that's where we do arrow 1 and arrow 2. Now, what I'd like you guys to do for the next 15 or so minutes is I want you guys to have a timer that counts down. Once that timer hits 0 or less than 0, your player speed increases and your badger speed decreases. Okay? Now, in order to do that, you'll need variables that control the speed. You can't just hard code it. Does that make sense? Do you guys have questions? So do it in 3 stages. You need the timer, then you need to change the bad guy speed, then you need to change the player speed. Okay? Anything that changes in code needs to be a variable. Unless it's a constant that's doing the changing, like bad timer plus equal 5. But bad timer changes, delta timer plus equal 5. But we have bad timer and delta timer working together to change the spawn rate. So anything that changes needs to be a variable. Meaning the 3 things, you need to come up with 3 variables, and that's all I'm going to say. Okay? You are adding to it. Everything I just asked you to do is somewhere in your code already. You just need to make some slight edits, and the concept of a timer being less than 0 is already in your code. So this will help you when you guys are building your game and you're like, well, I want to do this. Okay, we'll break this down into chunks that you know. So I'm going to pause the recording, and then in about 15 minutes, I'll start it back up with the answer. All right, so this is the answer. These are the answers for our the assignment. So I said I wanted a timer that when it hits 0, player speed increases and badger speed decreases. So I need 3 new variables. I need a timer, I need a speed for the player, and a speed for the badger. So I'm going to go speed timer equals 200. I'm going to do player underscore speed equals 5. and badger underscore speed equals 7. These are the constants that we've already been using. So it's not, you guys should understand that our player is moving 5 and our badgers move 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and replace currently badger speed and player speed, and if done right, we won't even notice a difference in our game. It'll look the exact same. So I just go down to our player speed, our movement, it's the very last lines of our code right now, and I just replace the 5s with player speed. And then I go to where I know my badgers move. I know right here, badger 0 minus equals 7. This is my badger speed. Now when I run it, it should look the exact same, because all I've done is instead of having numbers, I just put some. So granted, mine's going to run a little slow because I'm currently zooming and recording my screen and playing the game. So I got a lot going on here. But my code visibly isn't different. And that's okay, because all I've done is instead of having this be the number 7, I have it equal to badger speed, and badger speed equals 7. But now the cool thing is, because this movement speed is dictated by a variable, it's very easy for me to change the speed of the badger. So I also have my bad timer here, and we want my speed timer. I would put my speed timer right underneath my bad timer. It's good to have things that are similar next to each other in code, if you can help it. So what I'm going to do is I have my 2 timers counting down, and I'm just going to throw my if statement here, minus equal to 0. I'm going to have my player underscore speed equal 10, badger underscore speed equals 3. So now let's see if this worked. So now after a little bit, my badger should slow down and my player should increase. There we go. So now my badgers are moving really slow, and my player and my bunny just literally running circles around them. Oh, I died. So, again, those are the 3 things that you guys needed to do for having this work. Real quick, Luke. 3 variables. One that dictates the speed, the timer. One that's the player speed. One that's the badger speed. An if statement and a countdown. So speed timer counts down by 1, just like bad timer. And then if that speed timer is less than equal to 0, we change this. We increase the player speed. We decrease the badger speed. And then where you actually have to put the variable badger speed where the badgers move, and then same with the player speed. But now, yeah, all 4 of the player speeds need, or all 4 of these things need to have player speed in them. And now you can do something like if player underscore health is less than 50, you can do player underscore speed is 2. So then what you'd probably want to do is have some sort of, well, I'll comment that out for now, because you don't want conflicting if statements. So if player underscore health is not defined, oh, it's health value, isn't it? Yeah. So if health value is less than equal to 50, so I'm running around, I'm being good, I'm doing my best to literally run around these fools. But when my health is less than 50, so when it's about where the mouse is, not about there, my character is going to get real slow. Oh no. See how slow I'm moving now? So that is also how you would have, let's say, let's do this. Let's do player equal bad guy image. So what this should do, so I don't want to wait that long. So I'm gonna make this less than 150.
Oh, because I think it's 194.
Because it's 194 and I don't want to wait. So as soon as my health gets below 150, my badger is going to change to a different image. Or my players are going to turn into a badger. At least it should. That's what I want it to do.
Huh? Wait, can you still add? The comment back.
I don't know why it got super slow, but
Well, that's because you said the speed, remember? You said the speed. There's one for-
oh, 150. Yeah.
so one day it's
Thank you.
150.
Thank you for catching that. I thought I changed that. So that is how you would have, I don't know, like different stages of health for your good guy. So if I have 3 different images for my good guy, full health, medium health, and almost dead, that's how you would change it. So being able to, then you just have other if statements. So if you want power-ups or whatever, if you want a cheat code, so if player pause 2, wait, do we do player pause 2 down here? No, player X. So if player underscore X equal, let's say greater than 640. So if you go off screen, you know, health underscore value equals 1,000. So you could have a cheat code. You know, if your character goes off screen,
So you should lose health, but you would start having like lost health.
now I can't lose, you know? That's sort of that if statement, because every time it cycles through, it checks that if statement. So you could do something like that.
Well, exactly like a gameplay element, like you do something like that.
If you do exactly this, no, but if you have like cheat codes or something like that, I consider cheat codes a gameplay element, yeah. So class is going to end in just a minute. So your homework is to get this working, but currently there is no homework. We're going to continue this tomorrow with class. Hopefully this week we'll finish the game. There's not too much. So you guys can take a quick break. I'm going to get Watt TV up and running. Zoomers, if you could stay, I appreciate it.
You want to look at my thing for